Replacing a key doorknob or lever is a simple project. So for your safety, be sure your lock set is up to date and working the way it should. You have many options when it comes to lock sets. You can choose a traditional knob or a lever style. Some even come with keypads for extra convenience. And most manufacturers offer a variety of styles and finishes to match just about any home. Our instructions will work for installation of a knob or lever on wood, fiberglass, and most steel doors. You can find printable instructions and a tool list for this project at Lowe's.com/videos. It's also a good idea to read the manufacturer's instructions. We're going to show you how to tackle this project two ways. Either you're just replacing a knob, or you need to drill holes in your door for a new installation. Either way, both installations will require your new lock set, Phillips and standard screwdrivers, a hammer and small piece of wood, a dust mask, and safety glasses. Our first step is to remove the old lock set. Take out the screws in the latch and door chassis. Then just pull out the knobs and the latch. Now you should have an empty hole. If you have a new door without holes for the lock set, you'll need to do a little more work. Besides the tools already mentioned, you should also have a tape measure, a square, ruler and pencil, drill with drill bits, 2 1/8 inch and 1 inch hole saws, a chisel, and masking tape. We're also going to use this kit that contains a template or jig that attaches to your door. It also has templates for the face plates and hinges. And it has hole saws and a router bit that you use with your drill. Measure up 38 inches, or a height comfortable for you, from the finished floor, and draw a horizontal line on the interior side of the door and on the jamb. At this point, you might find it easier to remove the door from the hinges and work on sawhorses. To bore the holes for the lock set, select the back set, which is the distance from the edge of the door to the center of the hole. Typically, it's either 2 3/8 inches or 2 3/4 inches. Just check your lock set's directions. Align the template on the door and drill 2 1/8 inch pilot holes for the screws, and secure the template to the door edge with the faceplate screws. You'll use these holes again when you secure the latch. Now use a 2 1/8 inch hole saw to drill the hole for the lock set. To prevent the door from splintering, drill halfway through one side and drill the rest from the other side. Then drill the hole for the latch. Our kit included a 1 inch hole saw to drill through the door edge. Remove the template from the door. For the latch faceplate, you have a choice of rounded or squared corners. If you're replacing an existing lock set, it will save time to match the old faceplate. You can switch it by prying off the one you don't want and swapping it for the other. On new doors, you'll need to create a mortise. The jig can help with that too. Set the jig in place and guide the included router bit in the channels. This sets the correct depth. Take off the jig and use a chisel to remove the excess material. Your door is now prepped. Let's move on to the jamb. If you're installing a lock set in a doorway with a new jamb, you'll have to install the strike plate. Place a piece of tape on a 1 inch drill bit to mark 5/8 of an inch depth. Drill a hole 5/8 of an inch deep at the 38 inch line you marked earlier. It should be in the center of the jamb. Place the strike against the hole and use a pencil to trace around it, and mark the screw holes. Drill 1/8 inch pilot holes for the screws. Then use a chisel to create a mortise for the strike. Now it's just a matter of installing the hardware. To install the latch, make sure the beveled part of the latch faces the jamb. Use a small piece of wood and a hammer to tap the latch flush inside the mortise. Then insert the screws. Now install the outside lever. Thread the spindle through the hole in the latch. Check the manufacturer's instructions to ensure it's positioned correctly and not upside down. Take the inside lever, align the holes, and press into place. Insert the screws and tighten. Now move on to the jamb. Position the strike and attach it using screws. Close the door and use the key to check the lock. Now that your lock set is in place, consider adding to your door's hardware and your safety by also installing a deadbolt. Check out our How to Install a Deadbolt video, as well as our other home improvement projects at Lowe's.com/videos.